Tonight on News 5 Live, 15 years later, the BTV still encounters resistance on Sarsotoon Island. The Carnival Road March 2023, a look at the sights, sounds, and arrests from the weekend celebration. The Philip Golson Monument is toppled over by a drunk driver, and the People's Constitution Committee meets with the media. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Getting ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price me too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babe, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Out.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
My beautiful Belize, my land of the free, my home and it's bound by the Caribbean Sea. Belize, we are free and independent, we're free and independent, free and independent, to be whatever you wanna be, free and independent, we're free and independent, free and independent, we're changing our country, we're free, so make we celebrate with smart, come celebrate with smart, make we celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart. So make we celebrate with smart. Come celebrate with smart. Make We celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart.
The entire Smart family wishes all Belizeans a safe and happy September celebrations. Smart, bringing people together.
Caribbean Sprinter is proud to offer our best available rates to Belize residents online at sprinter.bz. Register today for our Sprinter Rewards program located on the resident section of our website. Skip the line when you book online with online check-in.
Babe, have you seen the advisory that NEMA just posted? There's going to be a storm.
Storm? It's not a storm. That's just a little rain. We'll be all right.
Thank goodness that was only a simulation. But what if it wasn't? Consider this. You've worked hard building your future, your family, your business, your home. RF&G Insurance has policy options that can protect your most valued assets so that you can focus on what matters most. Include RF&G Insurance in your hurricane prep. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
My Social Security. Your direct online access to all your Social Security information. 360 view of all your Social Security information. Registration services, benefits, contributions, and employer services at your fingertips. Enjoy all the new features with your My Social Security account. Register with SSB. Submission of benefit claims. Submission of contribution statements. View contribution record. Enjoy all your My Social Security feature at ssbportal.org.bz. Social Security at your fingertips.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, September 12th. I am Sabrina Daly. For the 15th time since Belize's independence, the Belize Territorial Volunteers organized a trip to Sarsotoon Island to plant the Belize national flag. And this weekend, like years past, they were met with hostility from the Guatemalan Armed Forces, the GAF. According to reports, Guatemalan soldiers removed 3 of Belize's flags after they were planted. The leaders of the opposition is now calling on the government of Belize to send an urgent diplomatic note to the Guatemalan president to, quote, underscore the need for Guatemalan armed forces to adhere to international law, confidence-building measures, agreed protocols, unquote. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
Over the weekend, the Belize Territorial Volunteers carried out their 15th annual flag-raising ceremony in the Sarsotoon River. There is a growing interest among Belizeans to visit Sarsotoon Island, and that was seen this weekend when Belizeans from across the country traveled to Punta Gorda town to participate in the journey. The annual event is known for hostile encounters between Belizeans and Guatemalan armed forces. And as seen in this video, this weekend's trip was no different.
Esas mentiras. Nosotros hemos venido muchas veces. Por favor, les voy a pedir. Eso no es cierto. He's saying that Belizean BDF have never come in this part of the waters because the BDF knows that this is not for Belize. And so why are we coming? And I'm telling him he's lying. I have been here before. This is not my first time.
First of all, I'm very pleased at the turnout. We had people from all over the country, from Orange Walk to Punta Gorda. We had one guy who actually brought his boat all the way from San Ignacio, from Benque actually. He brought his boat from there. First time we had a bus from Belize City, a lot of Belize City people, and from Belmopan as well. So it was, was well represented. I feel good. I feel it's a real grassroots movement of concerned Belizeans who really love Belize.
Punta music was being played as the 5 boats filled with Belizeans on board meandered through the Sarsotoon River, much to the delight of these passengers. The Guatemalan Armed Forces unrelentingly trailed the vessels along the river. Will Mejia, the founder of the Belize Territorial Volunteers, attorney Adrian Matura, and a third individual can be seen standing on a log in the river, clutching a Belizean national flag in their hands.
The Guatemalans, they have removed 3 of our flags. We are waiting for them to come for this one. They'll have to remove 3 of us.
And we said, look, that's ridiculous. The BDF was a couple hundred yards away. We will not allow them to take a 4th flag. So we stood with the flag. The young lady's name, she's from Belmopan Comprehensive High School, Crystal Menchor. I mean, for me, that was motivation. If we have these youths, we have to stand up for them. For me, that was motivation to stand there. And she spoke perfect Spanish. She let the Guatemalans know, you can't do this. And we decided if they take this flag, they'll have to take 3 of us.
Braving the waters of the Sarsotoon River, Adrian Matura jumped in and swam to Sarsotoon Island with a flag in hand. Will Mejia followed behind her. A third individual also made his way over. Together, on the island, they hoisted a flag.
So we decided then it was time to return, but we wanted to leave the flag on the island. So we knew that their boats might not be able to maneuver closely into the island like that. So we went in there and put the flag deep into the island so that we left the flag there. But upon when we were leaving, we saw that they were trying to get into the mangroves. So we know that they probably more than likely had removed that flag as well. And after the Guatemala, the 3rd flag, I guess the BDF decided, well, no, we have to do something. And then they went and spoke to the Guatemalans. And we saw the Guatemalans gave them back 3 of the flags that they had removed. So when we were leaving, we went over to the forward operating base and asked the BDF if we can get back our flag.
The United Democratic Party has issued a release condemning what they say is a violation by the Guatemalan Armed Forces. In their release, the party called on Prime Minister John Briceño and Minister of Foreign Affairs Eamon Courtney to, quote, summon the Guatemalan ambassador to Belize at once to present this breach of our borders.
I don't know of any other country in the world that would allow a foreign country to come into their country and take their flag down without an international incident or without letting the world know that this is disrespectful. So I hope that the government of Belize will protest to the United Nations, to the Organization of American States, to all those countries who call themselves friends of Belize. I saw the release from the leader of the opposition, and when the PUP was in the opposition, they gave a similar release. So what's new? What has changed?
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Tonight, Leroy Ramsey is spending his first night behind bars after he was remanded to the Belize Central Prison for firearm offenses. The 37-year-old North Creek resident was busted on Saturday during the Carnival Road March with a loaded 9mm pistol with 5 live rounds in its magazine. He was arrested and charged for not having a license, and today he appeared unrepresented before the court, where he was slapped with 1 count each of keeping an unlicensed firearm and unlicensed ammunition. In court, Ramsey pleaded not guilty to both charges, but due to the nature of the offense, bail was denied and he was remanded into custody until November 13, 2023. The annual Carnival Road March in Belize City did not go without incident. Police told the media today that they are looking into at least 2 brawls that took place during the event on September 9th. One of the incidents happened on Bayman Avenue, where video footage showed 2 factions throwing bottles at each other after several women attacked each other, leaving one of them in the drain. It's not the first time that there's been ruckus during the carnival. An Assistant Commissioner of Police, Alberto Romero, says they will charge those responsible as soon as they're through reviewing the cameras. Romero also assured the populace that the police presence will be greater for the Independence Day parade.
There were a couple fights during the carnival, and we are reviewing video footage, and these persons are identified. We will proceed to arrest them and charge them for disorderly conduct. So that is an investigation that is ongoing at this time. We will have additional personnel for the 21st parade. And so we will have more numbers on the grounds, and we will police it accordingly.
4 men were brought before the court today where they were slapped with charges of assaulting a police officer, resisting arrest, and loitering. Shamar Foreman, Leon Shane Vernon, Dexter Belial, and Leonard Castro were all charged jointly for loitering after police stormed a residence on Lakeview Street where the men were socializing following the Carnival Road March. Of note is that 2 of the men, Vernon and Castro, lived there. The arrest of the men came on the heels of a brawl earlier that day on Bayman Avenue. At their arraignment, all 4 pleaded guilty with an explanation to loitering, and so an equivocal not guilty plea was entered on their behalf. Foreman, who claims he was badly injured by one of the officers, says he didn't deserve such treatment.
Saturday night, we go for a carnival. We bought 2 cases, and then we stopped by my gallery yard and late food. Me and my gallery talk that the gate and the boy hauling in the yard. The boy there when them on the street, the party, no get beat, no get charged away. Then we went in the yard, then we out start each way and then so we have to say, what have to do with it never. So I jump out, I jump around and then so they start beating me more. So only thing they charge me for, a lightering. So I have to say, why not charge me for this? If you're not going to charge me, because they don't beat me now. So they don't want to charge me for the escape out of the truck. So I don't know, but this have to stop stay with too, because then we don't get no trouble or nothing. And people know how I arrest, understand? But we don't get no trouble, and they just go beat me for nothing. But we want the city know, and the whole Belize know how police force is done. They just want to go through and beat up for nothing.
Foreman, Belial, and Vernon were given bail of $200, and their next court date is set for October 25th, 2023. Police have arrested and charged 28-year-old Corey Usher for firearm offenses after he was nabbed with a loaded handgun outside a nightclub on Saturday. Meanwhile, the owner of the establishment has indicated that the same man was previously banned from the premises. Eruption Nightclub put up a Facebook post on September 10th in which it states that, quote, Corey was not busted inside the establishment as circulated by news outlets. Corey had been banned prior to this occasion, therefore was not permitted to enter the establishment last night. Personnel present at the club identified that Corey was in possession of a firearm and alerted the police department, which then led to his quick detention outside the establishment, end quote. The statement went on to inform the public that Eruption Nightclub allows no one inside the establishment with any kind of weapon. Meanwhile, Assistant Commissioner of Police Alberto Romero says they do not know why Usher had a loaded weapon on him.
On the 9th day of September 2023, around 11:30 p.m., police conducted a search on a male person identified as Corey Usher, 28 years, at the Eruption Nightclub in Ladyville. Police did a search on him and found a .38 revolver with 5 live rounds. He has since been arrested and charged with possession of unlicensed firearm and possession of unlicensed ammunition.
Do police have any idea what why he had that that loaded weapon at a night spot?
We do not know. The police received certain information. This search was conducted.
Is he known to police?
Yes,
Coming
he's
up,
known to
misunderstanding between two groups leads to chopping. We'll have more details when we come back.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says that Jesus was declared to be the Son of God with power according to the Spirit of holiness by the resurrection from the dead. During the time of the French Revolution, a man began a new religion that he considered to be a great improvement over Christianity. He only had one problem. He could not gain any followers. And so he asked Talleyrand if he had any suggestions. Talleyrand dryly said, "Mr. Leopold, to ensure success for your new religion, all you need to do is to have yourself crucified, then rise from the dead on the third day." The resurrection of Jesus is living proof that Christ truly was the Son of God. It was this very truth that brought the Apostle Paul to become a Christian. He had thought Christ was dead until that day when he heard the voice of God. He responded by saying, "Who art thou, Lord Jesus?" And Jesus responded, "I am Jesus, whom thou persecutest." It was a living Christ that changed his life and millions of lives of others. He will change your life if you will but hear his voice and invite him in to your life. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
In April, the Customs Enforcement Unit intercepted 2 containers of fake Nike Air Jordans imported into the Corozal Free Zone from China. The 2 containers, valued at $500,000, were consigned to a company owned by this man, Mr. Gulab Sharma. Yes, this is the same Gulab Sharma involved with the dirty definitive agreement. The same Gulab Sharma behind the Portico project that will destroy 1,000 acres of pristine mangroves. But the Customs Department refused to condone his illegal activity. They burnt the 2 containers of fake illegal Air Jordans. Belizeans are wondering what the U.S. Embassy in Belize will make of this flagrant attempt to infringe trademark laws. What will they make of a government that is now crafting special legislation for this same Gulab?
Ignite the innovator in you with Dell. Cellular World is an authorized partner for Dell Technologies. Whether you're looking for equipment for personal use or to transform your business, Dell Technologies can provide you with the right equipment to suit your needs. Dell is more than just desktop computers and laptops. The full line also includes monitors, data storage solutions, keyboards, docking stations, and other accessories. This is technology that makes it possible and provides solutions for every situation. Shop for your Dell products at Cellular World, your #1 Dell authorized partner in Belize, and get all the technology you want for less. Bring your brightest ideas to life with intelligent technology. Cellular World, authorized Dell partner.
Pull up. One of my last feet, right? Well, I hope I'm ready, because the next big thing, there. Yo, brother, the next big thing there. Hope I'm ready. The big thing to come. My last feet, right? Well, I hope I'm ready, because the next big thing, there. Well, I hope you're ready, because the next big thing is coming. Never worry about it. One of my last feet, right? Now. Hope you're ready, brother. Unlimited experience there. You are never around a day again. Let's go. Yeah, it's that. Unlimited is unlimited.
Customs Enforcement Unit intercepted 2 containers of fake Nike Air Jordans imported into the Corozal Free Zone from China. The 2 containers, valued at $500,000, were consigned to a company owned by this man, Mr. Gulab Sharma. Yes, this is the same Gulab Sharma involved with the dirty definitive agreement. The same Gulab Sharma behind the Portico project that will destroy 1,000 acres of pristine mangroves. But the Customs Department refused to condone his illegal activity. They burnt the 2 containers of fake illegal Air Jordans. Belizeans are wondering what the U.S. Embassy in Belize will make of this flagrant attempt to infringe trademark laws. What will they make of a government that is now crafting special legislation for this same Gulab?
Guinness Sounds of Greatness presents the 9th Annual Soca and Culture Fest. Wednesday, September 20th at the Belize Civic Center. The Caribbean Queen of Soca, Patrice Roberts, with her band.
I go drink water and mind my business.
Meets the King of Dancehall, Beanie Man, with his band.
Who got the keys to my about road?
Limited Ultra VIP for $225, Limited VIP for $135, and $45 for general admission.
Wednesday, September 20th at the Belize Civic Center. Patrice Roberts meets Beanie Man.
The statue of Belizean patriot Philip Golson that stands at the northern entrance to Belize City was knocked down on Saturday morning. That's after police say a drunk driver caused a traffic accident that resulted in damage to the bust. The incident happened in the wee hours while the Juve was about to kick off around 4 that morning. ACP Alberto Romero says they have identified the driver who was responsible for the incident.
On the 9th day of September 2023, there was a RTA by the flag monument. Information received that one Mervyn Domingo was driving a van and Elohio Solis was driving a car when they were involved in a traffic accident. Police responded and have since detained Mervyn Domingo. The investigation revealed that he's at fault. He has since been charged with drove motor vehicle without due care and attention and driving motor vehicle above the prescribed limit. During the RTA, the Philip Golson Monument received damages, and also we are looking at that part of the investigation.
A misunderstanding between 2 groups of men in Independence Village has resulted in a chopping in which all of them suffered varying degrees of injuries, and one of them had to receive medical attention. It happened on Saturday evening. Police did not say what the motive of the incident was, but that they have arrested and charged 2 of them with several offenses. ACP Alberto Romero explains the details.
On Saturday night, September 2023, around 5:20 p.m., police responded to a report of a chopping at Independence Village. They visited the Independence Polyclinic where they saw Robert Foreman with chop wounds. Also, they found one Ephraim Torres with chop wounds as well. An investigation was carried out into this matter, and we have since arrested and charged Joris Torres and Carlos Jaime for attempted murder, dangerous harm, and use of deadly means of harm. Information is that these persons were involved in a fight, which resulted in Foreman being injured. He is presently in stable condition and is recovering.
A 22-year-old Hattieville man is dead following a road traffic accident in the Orange Walk district. On the night of August 11th, Adrian Pot was on his way home when one of the wheels on his pickup truck experienced a blowout just outside of Carmelita Village. As a result, Pot lost control of the vehicle and it slammed into a tree. Since that night, he had been hospitalized, paralyzed from the neck down, and fighting to stay alive. Unfortunately, on Thursday, Pot passed away. News 5's Paul Lopez takes a look back at the accident that claimed the life of a young man who dedicated his life to serving his community.
Life took a sudden turn for the family of 22-year-old Adrian Pot on August 11 when he was involved in a road traffic accident. The young musician and scout leader had been hospitalized for almost a month, paralyzed from the waist down, until he passed away on September 7th.
I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love.
He said he was driving and there was a lot of loose gravel on the road and they had a front wheel blowout and the vehicle flipped and he slammed into a tree. There was a man, I can't remember his first name, Mr. Alamia. He was a very good Samaritan. He said he saw the accident happening and so he stopped and rendered aid. And he kept me updated until the ambulance reached. But all the while Adrian was conscious. So he was able to give the man my name, my phone number.
Nugget Buckley, Adrian's mother, spent the last 4 weeks beside her son's hospital bed, praying and hoping for his healing. She says even though he was incapacitated from the neck down, he firmly held to the belief that he would walk again one day.
I could say my son, I think because his faith in God is so strong. He didn't get depressed, he didn't cry, you know. He was upbeat until he went in a coma. And from then, he didn't come out of the coma. He started his scouting from he was 6 years old, from they call the Cub Scouts, from then. And he went to Ebenezer Primary School, and they are a very strong faith, you know, Bible-based church. And so from little, he grew up that way, and he just flourished like that, you know, and he continued and until he was old enough to realize he wanted to be a minister. So he started preaching as what they call a local preachers in training. So he was a local preacher in training, and he was a youth leader, you know, for his group. Even the morning before he got in the accident, that's what he does every day. He gets in the bathroom and he sings morning and evening. Even my neighbors used to say, oh, they will miss him because, you know, the songs he sings and, you know, just the calm demeanor about him and stuff.
Like a comet blazing across the evening sky. Come on to
Throughout his time in the intensive care unit at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, Adrian's family tried to raise funds to take him across the border for medical attention. They were unable to raise the necessary finance. Now that he has passed on, his mom is left with a $22,000 hospital bill.
So if anybody would like to assist, I would greatly appreciate it. My phone number is 634-2867, and I also have an Atlantic account. It's 212-003-7518.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
After the break, September celebrations, a snapshot of Carnival weekend. We'll tell you about that, but first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
When you are repaint the guest room, remember to fix the faucet too.
Take a break from rising prices and come into Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet for our sizzling September sale. Shop and save with these great deals, like 15% off select brands of our signature paints, and 20% off all Piso Forte tiles and all cement outdoor tiles, plus big discounts on thin set. But it doesn't stop there. Get 15% off all Moen products and 30% off clearance models. Enjoy 15% off Sunlight aluminum and vinyl windows and doors. And get 20 to 60% off decorative light fixtures. Come on down and celebrate September with incredible deals at Brothers Habet and Habet. Call, WhatsApp, or email us for more info. Happy September, Belize.
You have the right to your life. It's clearly the most important right. If you don't have your life, you don't have nothing. You have a right to your freedom, to your liberty. You are entitled to the protection of the law. Every one of you, to every law will exist. The rule of law in our nation is that everybody is equal in the sight of the law and must be treated equally. You have to have freedom of movement. Anybody could jump in any boat, any bus, and go anywhere they want in this country. Nobody can stop and say, but you're from Corozal, where did you do? No. We are free to move any way we want to. We are free to exercise our conscience. You know how much people I meet that don't have no conscience? I think they're not sure that there's a word like conscience. You have a conscience, don't get confused. You have a God and have a conscience.
This ad is brought to you by the People's Constitution Commission.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
In April, the Customs Enforcement Unit intercepted 2 containers of fake Nike Air Jordans imported into the Corozal Free Zone from China. The 2 containers, valued at $500,000, were consigned to a company owned by this man, Mr. Gulab Sharma. Yes, this is the same Gulab Sharma involved with the dirty definitive agreement. The same Gulab Sharma behind the Portico project that will destroy 1,000 acres of pristine mangroves. But the Customs Department refused to condone his illegal activity. They burnt the 2 containers of fake illegal Air Jordans. Belizeans are wondering what the U.S. Embassy in Belize will make of this flagrant attempt to infringe trademark laws. What will they make of a government that is now crafting special legislation for this same Gulab?
Atlantic Insurance informs our valued customers and the general public that effective September 18th, 2023, our corporate headquarters and Belcan branch will be moving. Our new location, the Atlantic Insurance Tower, located at 2.5 miles Philip Polson Highway. All our phone numbers will remain the same. Our Colette and Albert branches will remain at their existing locations. Join the Atlantic Insurance family today and experience the future of insurance. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
My beautiful Belize, my land of the free, my home and it's bound by the Caribbean Sea. Belize, we are free and independent. We're free and independent, free and independent. To be whatever you wanna be, free and independent. We're free and independent, free and independent. We're changing our country, we're free. So make we celebrate with smart. Come celebrate with smart. Make we celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart. So make we celebrate with smart. Come celebrate with smart. Make we celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart.
The entire Smart family wishes all Belizeans a safe and happy September celebrations. Smart, bringing people together.
In April, the Customs Enforcement Unit intercepted 2 containers of fake Nike Air Jordans imported into the Corozal Free Zone from China. The 2 containers, valued at $500,000, were consigned to a company owned by this man, Mr. Gulab Sharma. Yes, this is the same Gulab Sharma involved with the dirty definitive agreement. The same Gulab Sharma behind the Portico project that will destroy 1,000 acres of pristine mangroves. But the Customs Department refused to condone his illegal activity. They burnt the 2 containers of fake illegal Air Jordans. Belizeans are wondering what the U.S. Embassy in Belize will make of this flagrant attempt to infringe trademark laws. What will they make of a government that is now crafting special legislation for this same Gulab?
Tonight's episode of Culture Tuesday is a brief look at the events of this past holiday weekend. Carnival, as we know, was the highlight of the day. But the extended weekend was filled with activities, including the crowning of the Queen of the Bay on St. George's Key Day. All of those events contribute to the vibrant culture of what is known as the September celebrations. News 5's Isani Cayetano has that story.
Celebrating 5 decades in music is a milestone that very few performers have been able to accomplish. As a collective, the Gil Harry 7 Band, which hails from Corozal Town, remains a household name, well known across several generations for its contribution to Belizean entertainment. On Friday night, the group was formally recognized as living legends by the National Institute of Culture and History.
Tonight we will have fun. We will have fun like no other. I'm telling you, last year we did it for the mighty Lord Rayburn. He is a living legend. He will be performing tonight also. But tonight we're honoring and bigging up none other than the Gil Harry 7 Band at 50. Can we give them a round of applause as we start the night? Gil Harry 7 Band at 50.
Yeah. Tell them that you bad. I want you people to understand. Tell them that you bad. I am proud to be a Belizean. Tell them that you bad. If you're bad, you're bad. Tell them that you.
Fans of the legendary musicians danced the night away at the Lord Rayburn Plaza. A few hours later, a younger, more carefree crowd took to the streets of the old capital for the pre-dawn celebration that is Carnival Juve. This year, the procession of paint, soca, rum and water was arguably bigger than previous gatherings as a swarm of revelers paraded through the city.
One vibe, family. We didn't represent a group, family.
Family time.
Family. That's why everybody be safe. Yeah. Good. And everything will go. I'll have it continuous every half of this.
Don't say it, guys. Respect. All right. Any message to anybody for the carnival? What are the message for this carnival season?
Be safe. No violence. All love. Yes.
Go and enjoy yourself right
Drink
now.
free. Good. It's fun, my love.
Don't say it. I like the vibes. Full vibe. All family right there. Which family represent?
And from the early morning fete to the striking arrangement of colors, costumes, music, and dancing, by midday, many of those revelers who took part in the Juve were already suited up or lined the principal streets for the annual Carnival Road March, the highlight of the extended weekend.
King Poseidon, you ready?
I'm ready. It's great out here.
You're going right into the judges right now, man. You're a show off or leave it?
Of course, you know, we got this.
You ready for the final lap too?
Of course, we got lots of energy.
How long you take to prepare for this?
Well, a couple of months, but we got this.
She was the representative for the Miss Carnival competition.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm looking around on the faces of the revelers. Carnival is all inclusive.
All inclusive.
All ethnicities, all ages.
On Sunday, September 10th, the 2023 Queen of the Bay was crowned as part of the official ceremony commemorating the 225th anniversary of the Battle of St. George's Caye. Minister of Culture Francis Fonseca delivered the keynote address.
With this scepter, I bid thee rule over the hearts of the Bay. With this robe, I bid thee warm the hearts of the Bay.
In culture, Belize held its first official Emancipation Day ceremony, followed by an energetic and inspiring Ibo Tong Festival. We were also witnesses to the dynamic Women in Art project, the Tanglewood exhibition by master sculptor Carl Gordon, the Frankie Renault Electric 80s concert, the Legends concert honoring 50 years of Gilhari 7.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
When we return, Daryl Bradley discusses fake news and media ethics.
Yes, we got callers, plenty of callers. We picking up the whole Caribbean. Yes, we got callers, plenty of callers. We representing red, yellow, blue, white and green. Any color for you. BH Paints.
Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
It seems like every other day, we hear of a family member or friend being diagnosed with a serious illness such as cancer, heart attack, kidney failure, or stroke. When these illnesses strike, you want to focus on recovery and your overall well-being. At RF&G Life Insurance, we offer critical illness insurance to help with medical expenses when diagnosed with such critical illnesses, providing security to access quality healthcare facilities and to ease the worry about finances. In case you are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness that is covered by the policy, critical illness insurance pays you a lump sum amount to help you obtain access to quality treatment and medication. Having critical illness insurance provides the financial support that will bring you and your family the security and peace of mind necessary to manage these illnesses. The possibility of being diagnosed can be worrying, but by having a critical illness plan, you could have funds to assist with expenses such as medications, hospital deductibles, childcare, household expenses, and so much more. The right time to plan for the unexpected is when you're healthy. For more information, visit our office today to speak with one of our experienced agents about critical illness insurance. Your health and wellness is what matters most. Take care of it.
In April, the Customs Enforcement Unit intercepted 2 containers of fake Nike Air Jordans imported into the Corozal Free Zone from China. The 2 containers, valued at $500,000, were consigned to a company owned by this man, Mr. Gulab Sharma. Yes, this is the same Gulab Sharma involved with the dirty definitive agreement. The same Gulab Sharma behind the Portico project that will destroy 1,000 acres of pristine mangroves. But the Customs Department refused to condone his illegal activity. They burnt the 2 containers of fake illegal Air Jordans. Belizeans are wondering what the US Embassy in Belize will make of this flagrant attempt to infringe trademark laws. What will they make of a government that is now crafting special legislation for this same Gulab?
Bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle.
The Cycling Federation of Belize and the Belize Tourism Board invites you to come out for the high-speed, fast-cornering crit racing. It's the September Criterium Classic on Sunday, September 17th, starting at 10 a.m. The start and finish line will be in front of BTB's office on Regent Street, and the race circuit will be laps around Albert and Regent Streets. Races start with all the kids groups at 10 a.m., followed by high school boys and girls, then Women Elite, Club Masters, then Junior and Youth, and last but definitely not least, the spectacular primetime race with the elite men. You don't want to miss this. There will be thousands of dollars in prize giveaways to the winners, medals, trophies, and cash. He gets something, she gets something, and they get something. Food and drinks will be on sale, so come out and support the cyclists on Sunday, September 17th, starting at 10 a.m. outside the BTB office on Regent Street. Or catch it live on the Cycling Federation's Facebook pages. In partnership with the Belize Tourism Board, the Cycling Federation of Belize wants to know, Belize, are you ready?
Key San Pedro, and Belize City are just a click away with Caribbean Sprinter. Avoid delays by getting your tickets and boarding passes online at sprinter.bz, and welcome aboard.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the short code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win. Local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
In April, the Customs Enforcement Unit intercepted 2 containers of fake Nike Air Jordans imported into the Corozal Free Zone from China. The 2 containers, valued at $500,000, were consigned to a company owned by this man, Mr. Gulab Sharma. Yes, this is the same Gulab Sharma involved with the dirty definitive agreement. The same Gulab Sharma behind the Portico project that will destroy 1,000 acres of pristine mangroves. But the Customs Department refused to condone his illegal activity. They burnt the 2 containers of fake illegal Air Jordans. Belizeans are wondering what the U.S. Embassy in Belize will make of this flagrant attempt to infringe trademark laws. What will they make of a government that is now crafting special legislation for this same Gulab?
The People's Constitution Commission has been engaged in extensive consultations with representative bodies across the country, including teachers as well as members of the various armed forces. Today, the PCC had breakfast with the media and used that opportunity to discuss the ongoing constitutional reform process as it relates to the role and freedoms of the Fourth Estate. Representing the media on the commission is Pastor Lewis Wade.
Well, the media has played a very important role in helping us to educate the nation. Several stories have gone out on the PCC, and the decision was made several months ago to take the country and divide it into 4 zones. Each zone could have different types of events to meet the needs of the specific areas of the country. And so we felt that Belize City is the hub of media, and therefore, in collaboration with the Belize City zone leader, Ms. Maria Zabani, we decided that this would be a great opportunity to meet the media and to hear personally from both representatives and individuals within the media itself the areas that they would like to see improved. And I must add that on one of the evening programs, it was brought out very clearly uncut that freedom of the press needs to be directly addressed within the Constitution. And so we knew that there was a burning issue that the media wanted to be able to express. And so this morning, that was done.
Now, those in the government will challenge you all, or challenge you as a media representative on the PCC and say, but we have freedom of expression, the media's freedom to express themselves, the press's freedom is engendered within that. Why do you need a specific class of freedom of the press? I understand that the political establishment may feel threatened by that, like that's too much. It's enough as it is.
Yeah, well, our guest speaker, attorney at law, Darrell Bradley, spoke specifically on the issue, stating that, for example, the freedom of privacy or right to privacy is expressed in the Constitution. And as it relates to freedom of speech or any kind of freedoms that the press currently has, it is based on derived material. It is not expressed.
Attorney Darrell Bradley was a presenter during this morning's engagement. The former Belize City Mayor discussed the rise of electronic media platforms, including podcasts and fake news, as well as political attacks on the media in the existing landscape.
one of the things that was mentioned in the exchange with the media was the extent to which the media itself has changed. Now, originally we had print media, now we have electronic media, now there are all different podcasts and all different forms of media. How do we make sure that we protect all of those? You can have legitimate media also, like Channel 5, Channel 7, Creme and so forth, but what about crackpots out there who just want to have like a podcast and do all different kinds of things? You also have this thing which I think is very, very dangerous, which has been sprouted in terms of like the fake news and attacking the media even from a political perspective. So you can have, and I said this in the presentation, I believe in Belize, but this may be a different experience, that we don't really have direct attacks. Nobody are killing journalists in Belize to the extent that we see in other countries, but there are really strong and powerful ways that the governmental structures can undermine the media in terms of financially by withdrawing public funds to ads or those kinds of things, in terms of withdrawing interviews. And so we need to look at those ways, and we need to develop laws that curtail those, and we also need to develop ethical practices and conventions within our democratic structure that really frown on those areas where the politician and the governmental authorities are trying to limit the access to the media to information.
And this morning, Corozal Junior College hosted the first roundtable discussion in collaboration with the People's Constitution Commission. The discussion is entitled Young Minds Conferring, the Belizean Perspective. The theme for today's discussion was Modernizing Belize. Is reform the way to go? All 14 student presenters were given a topic from the Constitution of Belize to speak on. Here's a brief look at the discussion with conversations on protection from arbitrary search and entry and citizenship.
For example, there have been like instances where I've heard like stories from other persons all around that the, not to say mention names, but like the police, like sometimes they like enter on your door like knocking and then just like without permission, and then you like many people know that like you need a paper, right? But at that time you don't have the chance to ask like, excuse me, do you have a warrant? Excuse me, like what is the reason? And they're like, oh well, sorry, but we need to search your house, and then they just come in with force. So I think that it's something that Belizeans go through every single time. There are different situations where Belizeans aren't really educated that they have the right to from arbitrary search or entry. So I was researching, and I also found this phrase from the Amandala, which is a newspaper that entire Belize knows about, and it commented something like, police officers who randomly stop search and in some cases photograph private citizens violate such citizens' rights.
No person can be a citizen if he or she shows any allegiance to or is a citizen of a country that does not recognize the independence, sovereignty, or territorial integrity of Belize, provided that the minister may, at his discretion, grant Belizean citizenship to persons falling under this subsection under certain situations or conditions. So if someone is from a country that does not recognize Belize's independence, who does not recognize Belize as its own country, they may not become a citizen unless they get permission or the Minister of Immigration at his discretion can give them. But my question is, what determines the immigration minister to choose which person he grants citizenship to? Is there a criteria or a standard for those under this section to meet before citizenship is granted? Is too much power vested in the minister to make such decisions based entirely on his discretion?
There is widespread condemnation by the Caribbean media fraternity over the shooting up of a media house in Jamaica. On Monday afternoon, a gunman on a bicycle rode up and opened fire at Nationwide News Network in Jamaica just before the 5 o'clock evening news. While there was damage to property, fortunately no one was injured during the gun violence. The staff at the news station has been left traumatized by the incident. The Caribbean Broadcasting Union has issued a release saying that the ride-by shooting is an unprecedented event for media in the region. The release release goes on to say that, quote, the CBU has stepped up its advocacy for journalists' safety in the Caribbean, recognizing the deterioration of the region's rating in recent press freedom reports related to the situations in Haiti, Guyana, as well as Jamaica, unquote. According to the 2023 World Press Freedom Index, Caribbean countries like Jamaica dropped significantly in rankings, including in Security Indicator. Last year, Jamaica was 8th overall. Now, it is ranked 39th. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5police.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, have a good night.